Hi everyone, welcome back to a new reading vlog. I thought that since it is my first reading vlog in a while that I would do a themed one of reading only fantasy. So I have three big ones here. One is sort of more romance, historical fiction with a touch of fantasy and I think, and very, very popular. And it's these three. So the book that I'm currently starting with is King of Scars. It has been a while since I purchased this. I purchased this in like 2019. I finished the show as well, so I just wanted a good wrap up of the story, especially since I purchased Rule of Wolves, which also came out this year. The second book that I have is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse, which I purchased actually to possibly read for reading Mina's favorite books, but she didn't list this as one of her favorites to me, although it is one that she really loved. I don't actually entirely know what it's about, except that people were raving about it. In the holy city of Tova, the winter solstice is usually a time for celebration and renewal, but this year it coincides with a solar eclipse and a rare celestial event prescribed by the sun priest as an unbalancing of the world. Meanwhile, a ship launches from a distant city bound for Tova and set to arrive on the solstice. The captain of the ship, Ziala, is a disgraced teak whose song can calm the waters around her as easily as it can warp a man's mind. Her ship carries one passenger. Described as harmless, the passenger, Serapio, is a young man, blind, scarred, and cloaked in destiny. As Ziala well knows, when a man is described as harmless, he usually ends up being a villain. Crafted with unforgettable characters, Rebecca Roanhorse's epic adventure exploring the decadence of power amidst the weight of history and the struggle of individuals swimming against the confines of society and their broken past is the most original series debut of the decade. It's even got a map here on the end pages. The last book, as you probably saw, is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I figured it's about time to read it since everybody absolutely loved this last year. I'm gonna go into it with really low expectations just because I don't want to be ruined for this. But we're just gonna have a relaxing week and a half, I think, that hopefully I can finish this in while I dog sit, and we'll see how it goes. Morning or afternoon, actually. I am having laptop issues, so I don't know if I can actually edit my video that I was planning on uploading tomorrow. I just needed to do like a run through of it, but nothing on my laptop is working. This morning we went on a walk, spent actually a really long time at the dog park, so she's pretty tuckered out, and I think I'm gonna make lunch now. Because my laptop is working, I need to spend time reading since I started King of Scars on Sunday and I haven't read it. It's now Wednesday. I haven't read it since because I am listening to an audiobook as well. I do need to get into this because she is pretty big, actually. I also just realized that I didn't really talk about what this book is about just because this is the third series or duology and part of the Grishaverse. I don't want to ruin anything that went on if you still haven't read the original trilogy or the Six of Crows duology. This is following Nikolai. Ooh, I talked in my Made-Your Book Freakout tag if that actually ended up going up because of my laptop issues. I didn't know if this copy would be as nice as Rule of Wolves, and it is. It's pretty cute. She's cute. I love the gold of this. Aurora is gonna get her afternoon snack of yogurt with pumpkin pie filling. She always does this. I don't really know why. Tell her like, go, it's okay, and she like doesn't care, but she like likes it, so right? No? You can eat it. Okay. In hindsight, it probably would have been better to prepare soulmen Japanese cold noodles instead because they can't exactly be hands-free with a sandwich, but we are gonna just try our best. Morning. Hello. We just came back from the dog park. She's always like extremely low energy and totally dead after we spend the morning there. She's just a little bit excited since we just came home. I wanted to shower because I need to wash my hair today, but also because it's so hot out. But my mom is doing Pilates, so I have to keep her away. Hey! Stay here. Good, because she keeps attacking my mom. So I think I'm going to spend that time reading because I actually didn't read too much yesterday, or as much as I would have liked. I'm 166 pages in. I'm like sort of confused. I don't know when this is taking place, like at what point the Grishaverse trilogy ended. Part of me would have liked to reread the trilogy before getting into this. I'm not like that confused. I remember how it ended, but like the small details I'm sort of lost on. It's okay so far. I mean, there's not a lot for me to say since I'm not that far into it. I feel like I have no updates regarding the book because there's just not a lot happening, even though it looks like I'm like towards the middle right now. What I can say is that they have met the monk Yuri, who is trying to campaign to make the Darkling a saint. They're gonna try to visit the fold, which is what I'm gonna say. So I feel like that's where things are gonna get exciting. I did get 2 packages today. One was my book of the month packages, but my other one was my Paula's Choice package that I finally bit the bullet, decided that I'm going to finally purchase from them. So obviously I got the infamous 2% BHA liquid exfoliant that I'm going to try tonight on like one little spot because I've never used BHA. And then I got SPF 50, their youth extending daily hydrating sunscreen. Puppy is hyper right now, so if you hear sounds, she's staring at me. My book of the month, I got Razorblade Tears, I think is what it's called. If I can find the opening slit for this. Ma'am, that's dangerous. Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. It's like a mystery thriller of 2 homophobic fathers coming together to, I guess, avenge the death of their sons, who were a couple and both are ex-cons, which is like the only thing that they have in common. One father is black and the other is white. I do want to start reading now. I'm not gonna go to sleep at my usual time today because BTS is releasing Permission to Dance tonight at midnight. I also have work tomorrow morning and I need to go out and give her a walk, but it should be okay. I know that Ed Sheeran was one of the writers of the song. I'm not sure if it's going to be a fully Korean song or like just English in the chorus like Make It Right was when he collaborated with them before. Coda thinks it's going to be all English just because Butter and it are going to be on the same album. I'm holding out hope that it's going to be a Korean one and that people will still really enjoy it. So I'm going to read now. Hopefully I'll have better updates because I feel like I'm doing such a terrible job. It's been kind of hard to read with her around, but also that's an excuse because Coda and I were watching Going 17 today. Teehee. Oh, bye. No. BTS Permission to Dance premiere reading. Dang, it's in English. It's in English. This is so unlike them. It's a cute song, but we both agree that we like Dynamite and Butter more. I saw that none of the boys, even RM, worked on it. I feel like Ed Sheeran could have done a little better. A little bit underwhelmed. It is a lot later. Right now it's like 5 o'clock. I have since finished work. I took Miss Aurora for an afternoon walk because our morning one was a rainy one and I felt like she needed more exercise. I went to return my books to the library. I do have an update actually for King of Scars, definitely 50% of the way through, and it's finally started to get a little bit more interesting because there's more plot. At first it seemed like the only thing was to help Nikolai. Now there's another subplot of the fold and what Nina has discovered at the factory. I'm a little bit confused actually about what is happening at the fold and like why It's a little bit weird. It is a fantasy though, so I'm sort of still trying to get my mind around what's going on there. So would probably say I'm a little bit more invested in what Nina's storyline is. I don't know, it's like not boring, but it's like slightly above boring. I'm gonna read, okay? Okay. She does this every morning. She made me whine sometimes. I'll sit on the floor. She'll crawl into my lap like this. Yeah. Okay, okay. If anyone knows what that means when she does that, please let me know. Good morning. Last night I did finish King of Scars and I'm giving it 3 stars. I didn't feel like the stakes were really high, although I am looking forward to Rule of Wolves and I hope to get to it sooner rather than later so that I can still kind of be into the story. Next up, I don't know which book I'll read. I think I'll ask Hoda because he is coming over soon and we're gonna go on a little picnic date and he's gonna meet Aurora. I'm currently catching up on Gabby's Summerween vlogs. We had our picnic date, but Aurora was such a handful that I didn't even have like that time or hands-free to be able to vlog at all. I was so full I barely ate any dinner and she's so tired she's like passed out. I can't choose between reading Black Sun or Addie LaRue. I don't want to hype up Addie LaRue too much because I know I heard like really great things about it. People said it was a little bit too long. I think I'm gonna start getting ready, unwinding, and tuck in with this. Am about to start part 3 of this book, finally starting to understand. This book is about Addie LaRue, who was born in like the 1600s. One day she just wants to freeze time or something and not belong to anyone and be free. She wishes upon a god, a fairy, anyone, a demon, a devil appears. He curses her so that she will never be remembered by anyone, and the only way for her to get out of the situation is to surrender her soul to him, and it's been like 300 years or something and she's very stubborn until she meets Henry, who is the one person that continues to remember her, and she's trying to hold on to that. So we finally met Henry. I was like confused about what was happening. I didn't know why we were getting things in his point of view, but now they've met, they've enjoyed their time. We're going to see if he still does remember her, and things are starting to look up, which is great because I'm about 160 pages into the story. Aurora actually is still here because her owner's flight keeps getting delayed, and so she's possibly going to be here until tomorrow morning, right? I would have liked to finish this yesterday, but I actually need to today so that I could get to the next book, because otherwise I might not have a video for this week. Oh my god, I'm dead. They're at a bar that I've always wanted to go to. Things just got a little bit more interesting. I am going to go eat lunch and get back to reading. Holy crap. I'm all packed for Long Island. I'm leaving today. I was supposed to leave yesterday, just like she was supposed to leave yesterday. So I'm spending my last moments with her before her family comes gets her, and I'm gonna finish reading. I need to finish reading my book because I don't want to bring it to Long Island with me. This story is more of a magical realism romance story to me, but it is a magical realism that I can actually get behind. I've said before on my channel that I have difficulty with magical realism, but it's so slight, like it's just the demon aspect of it that I can get behind it. I really like Henry. I think he's such a sweet character. He also has these issues in his life that only Addie can understand. It's going great so far. I don't know what's gonna happen. I can assume that like Luke is gonna try to take everything away, so I'm sort of nervous. Henry has the same birthday as my mom, and also BTS. I plan to leave early, and tell me how I just finished this book exactly at the time I was supposed to leave. Amazing. I'm fucking conflicted. Beautiful. More thoughts later. Yesterday, I did finish Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I get why people give it 5 stars now. The whole time it was running at 4 stars for me, but right now, well, not right now, but at the end of it, I thought about 4.5 or 5 stars, but it's such a little part of the book, but I feel like the ending is so important of how the whole story wraps up, and I actually really liked it. I might give it 5 stars. Maybe it's because I knew that the book was hyped, so I went into it with really low expectations because I didn't want to be disappointed, as I always am in life. I might give it 5 stars. I'm not sure yet. I will have a final decision with my wrap up. I personally didn't think it was too long. I know that was a qualm for a bunch of people. As for Black Sun, I am confused by this book. Like, I'm not halfway into it because it is a fantasy. It is a little bit harder to get into. Code is blasting BTS, so hold on. Nothing's quite happening. It's sort of still moving forward of Serapio about to be transported. There's like 3 important characters, I would say. Ziala, who is transporting Serapio, that's the second one. And the third person, I would say, good thing there's like a whole character list, would be Narampa, who is the Sun Priest. It is a very different world. I think it is based around the pre-Columbian America. Rebecca Roanhorse was adopted, I believe, this author, but she took like a DNA test or something, or she hired like a PI to look into her parents, and she found out that she is half Black and half Spanish Indian, so half native. I guess she is using those roots to write the story, which is also pretty cool. So I finished Black Sun, and I'm pretty confused. I'm pretty sure this is adult fantasy, which I already have a harder time with fantasy, so with adult, similar to the 5th season, I had difficulty understanding that and like comprehending it. Maybe I just took too long reading this because I was quite confused until the end as well. I'm looking on my Goodreads here. I think that this world building was cool and interesting. I thought that it was really well done. I really thought that the characters were well written and interesting, and I think that Ziala is definitely my favorite character. I didn't really feel anything about Nara. I feel like I understood her the least, or at least her storyline. I didn't find anything like super amazing about it, which is kind of weird for me because so many people that I'm friends with that I follow on Goodreads gave it 4 to 5 stars. There's only like one person that gave it 3.5. I think this is definitely one that I would reread again before continuing on with the rest of the series. I am curious about what Rebecca Roanhorse has written as well. I've heard her other books people really seem to enjoy as well. So I'm here to wrap up the vlog. I started off with King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo, which I gave 3 stars. Next up was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by Avi Schwab, and I decided upon 4.5 stars. And then of course I just read Black Sun, and I'm going to give this one 3 stars as well. No surprises with fantasy here. If you have any recommendations for fantasy books for like beginners like me or newbies, I'm still relatively new, I think preferably YA fantasy might be better, or your reviews on any of these 3 books. I do want to get to Rule of Wolves pretty soon. Let me know what you think, and I will see you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.